Brodes Media.
It actually is sickening what's happening to 76ers basketball. And as much as we want to blast them and call them irrelevant and make fun of them for every loss, getting blown out by all these garbage teams, losing on a buzzer beater to the Brooklyn Nets, who absolutely suck. They suck. So, it's tragic times here in basketball land, but it hurts. I'll never forget the time right after the process ended where I remember getting excited for regular season hoops on a day-to-day basis because I could sit down in the wintertime and watch a team that matters, to watch a team that had some juice, to watch a team that had fun playing the game. This is a disaster. This organization is garbage. And I was actually going to talk about the Sixers anyway tonight, after that loss to the Brooklyn Nets and Joel Embiid getting benched in the fourth because he can't even take Nick Claxton one-on-one. Yeah, we need to talk about this, right? And then on Sunday night, Shams hits us with the report that the Sixers and Joel Embiid are looking at options for his knee. Here's my fear. It's not really about shutting Joel Embiid down for the rest of the 2025 here, okay? It's, can Joel Embiid play basketball again in his career? That's what it is. Will his knee ever allow for him to be competitive? Because this franchise is built around an MVP Joel Embiid, and then from there you get your complementary pieces, your Tyrese Maxeys. Paul George is a stiff, but the point is you are built because number 21 can be one of the greatest players on planet Earth. You're better with Yabusele. You're better with below average NBA players who hustle hard because Embiid can't move. His knee swells up. He then has to sit the next 10 games. He eventually gets back out there. He looks awful. He gets 0 rebounds in a second half. He finishes a game with 3 rebounds total. You'd think you accidentally can get 8, 9, 10 rebounds by mistake just for standing near the rim. And the last thing I'm going to do is make this a Joel Embiid is a trash person take because he gets too much heat. Is he perfect? Absolutely not. Do I like the fact that Tyrese Maxey has to call him out and say you got to be on time and you got to show up and all that? Absolutely not. No, that pisses me off. Do I like the fact that he played in the Olympics when he clearly should have made his knee a focus? No. Do I think he's a garbage person the way some treat him in this town? No. Here's the truth, though. And I'm aware of the extension. I'm aware of when you can and can't move on from him. It's time. This is over. There's no saving it. There's no surgery. There's no nothing. The Joel Embiid time here in Philadelphia, it has to end. I don't know where you go from here. I don't think a Maxey and McCain is good enough. I know this isn't good enough. Who would even take that risk on such an injury-prone guy? Probably not many. Unless the asking price is so small, it's worth the gamble. And it's never going to be about what you get back in return if you're the Sixers. It's more just about getting Joel Embiid and his presence out of here because that shifts Sixers basketball in a whole new direction. And that's what you have to do at this particular time. No one's going to touch that Paul George stuff. I'm actually hearing now from Sports Talk Radio, some other outlets, would you actually make this thing quicker, a second rebuild, if you will, by trading Tyrese Maxey? And if you see the package that Mikal Bridges can swing, does this Joel Embiid stuff put you in such a bind that you got to restart? Maxey's the only thing of real value. You want to get a lot of first-round picks? And who's to say that him and his agency aren't even willing to sit down with the Sixers and say, yo, this isn't best for my guy. This isn't best for my client. What you guys are doing, you're draining the life out of this franchise. You're draining the life out of Maxey. I don't see him smiling the same way anymore. I don't see him enjoying the game anymore. For the first time in a while against the Nets during that second half surge prior to the tip-in buzzer beater, I did see him smile after a big made three, but it's been quite some time. Now, I'm not going to act as if I've been watching every dribble because, damn it, they are essentially unwatchable and they're not even worth your time. They're not even worth the background noise. But this is just terrible. Tickets are $2 right now online. $2. Am I angry? Yes. Am I sad? Yes. Am I disappointed? Yes. Do I think this is finally reaching a point, though, of no return? And maybe that gives me some optimism that it's finally time to stop bullshitting and you can't really hide behind anything anymore. And now you're getting smacked with reality that, yo, dude, yo, Joshua Harris, yo, Daryl Morey, I hate to break it to you. If you squint, this isn't a playoff contending team. And the fact that the president can actually make that statement and it get overlooked, that's arguably the dumbest statement in president of basketball operations history. And we just forget about it because, well, the Eagles won the Super Bowl. But Daryl Morey said this about, I don't know, a week ago.
We're just focused on championship, and I know you have to squint a little, but we feel like this group can still do that.
If you squint, this team can still compete for a championship. That's a fireable statement. If I own the team and I hear that, you're getting fired. What do you mean if you squint? This team's 20-36. Huh? They still actually feel if they get into this whole play-in thing, the first round matchup is afraid of them. Dude, I promise you, nobody's afraid of you. This defense is the worst defense in NBA history. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, they just get destroyed every possession on the defensive side of the floor. No pride, no want to, no will. There was a game pretty recently that Pinky Paul, I don't think he sweated. He played 36 minutes. I don't think one drip of sweat left his face and hit the hardwood floor. And then, by the way, he's starting to post all these pictures online. You're allowed to go on vacation during break and say, get me the hell out of here. That's fine. I don't want to see him. Not when you're playing this piss poor. Not when you're clearly chasing the bag and you don't give two fucks about this city or this basketball team. Because it's pretty clear he wanted one thing and one thing only. He wanted to make sure he got the fattest paycheck he possibly can. And there's nothing wrong with that. I just feel there would be an obligation to at least put in some effort, right? And you know what else I'm realizing as I'm 8 minutes into the show? I'm very, 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 very angry. The basketball team in town is useless. I can't get more upset than I am right now. Listen to this tone. Right? I'm sure a lot of you have been listening for a while. What's it normally like when I'm not happy with something? Rage, red face, edge of my seat. This perfectly sums up where they are at. But the fire that I have and the frustration, it doesn't match how broken we are. Or no, it does match how broken we are, but the delivery, we are so broken that we've reached the all-time low. Like, we truly do not give a fuck about you. And that's as bad as it can get. Why did it take so long for them to make this decision that Joel Embiid is going to have to meet with people? Here's the truth. This is the only thing I can come up with, and I'm just speculating, but Joel Embiid and his team, not the Sixers. I don't think the Sixers were forcing him to play, and I'll use air quotes here because he wasn't playing over the last few games that he was out there. But why did it take so long? It had to have been Joel Embiid and his camp saying, I'm going out there. there's nothing else that makes sense. Why would the Sixers ever want that version of Embiid? Like, if you're playing through pain, if you're playing through injury, but you're scoring 35 and helping the Sixers win, but he's still hobbling, you go, all right, listen, this is a calculated risk here. You're winning games and you're showing your dominance. Can you make it all the way through? Probably not. This is a gamble, but at least he's producing at a high enough clip where he's carrying the team, and this all is at least relating to winning basketball game. You're actually worse with Embiid on the floor. So who in the right mind is saying, go ahead, Joel, keep going out there? It can't be the Sixers if they suck and you're getting beat up and destroyed with them out there. He got benched. Nick Nurse had to bench him, and then the team looked better. There used to be a world whenever Joel Embiid left the floor, this team became the worst NBA basketball team on planet Earth. Now, when he's on the floor, they're one of the worst NBA basketball teams on planet Earth. He's just not capable of playing the sport. And I'm not sure if that's going to change. I don't know if there's anything they can do. One of those Twitter doctors tweeted this out. Do not be surprised when we hear in the next day or week that he is going to have something like a cartilage or meniscus transplant surgery done. Not sure what other options they even have at this point. Yeah. I don't think he's ever going to be able to play basketball at a high enough level again. Like, can he be a role player in the NBA? Maybe. Can he be a starter in the NBA? I mean, I guess maybe. But the whole Joel Embiid, best one-on-one player, best operating at the nail player, the guy who can go get 50 and torch you and go to the free throw line 20 plus times because you're constantly getting fouled, and, you know, one of the best he used to defend guards. He used to take pride in lining up with the guard at the top of the perimeter and staying with a 6'1" guard as a 7-foot big man, and he would shut them down. He'd meet them at the rim. He'd meet them at the backboard. Stay with them the whole way along the drive. He'd stay with them. Or they tried to dribble, little step back, and he'd be in the face contesting a guard. He can't move. And with the extension that's going to kick in, the amount of money he's going to be earning to not be an MVP caliber guy, this is deadly. It really is.